Hi there, Kim Bartlett here, helping you as a network marketer to bring your business online to get that results you've been looking for or striving for a long time. Today's topic is the second step, how to build your confidence and courage, especially when you're building your business. So what I'm going to share with you is a 3-step to a listening tool, which is called the listening from the other person's point of view. We call it, or I call it, POV listening. So I want to share a story with you. This is a personal story. It's about, this is when I've been married to Jerry, my husband, obviously, for probably 2 or 3 years. And this is way back, some decades, a couple of decades ago. And we lived in Sweden at the time, and he used to travel to London on business, for business conference and meetings and stuff. And I was in a vulnerable state, in a stage in my life at the moment, and I can't even remember what it was, but some of it was health issues and work issues and stuff like that. So I felt wobbly, basically. And when he came back from one of his trips once, he showed some photographs. Those days it was like those paper photographs, not digital anything. And I could see the people, and some of them I met personally, and I know there's like 10 or 15 of them. So some of them I knew by name. And there was this woman, I remember looking at her and thinking, oh, she's been in quite a few photographs, and I believe that he fancied her for no reason, but at the time it was very true to me. I've never been jealous before, or actually once before, 10 years before. So I was a little bit familiar with the experience, but this was out beyond anything else I felt before. So here he was, off again over to London on this trip, and just put away my glasses here. So I made him promise me, or I tried to make him promise me, not to speak to this woman or be around her. And he said he can't promise this. He needs to work with people around him. So he said he's going to do the best he can. And I felt so horrible at the same time. I had this huge jealousy going on, but I couldn't do anything about it. And he took off, and he stayed at a friend of ours he was there for a couple of days or something. So he called me when he came to our friend's flat and had dinner and stuff, and then he called me, and I asked him so was it nice, the day, what did you do, and where did you go, and all that sort of questions coming up, and then I asked him, so who was with you? And I'm laughing because it sounds hilarious in a way. So he mentioned the names, including her name. And I exploded, because I felt betrayed. You promised me, which he didn't do. He never promised me to do anything like that. And I screamed, I cried, I took a bookshelf, it's like, there wasn't this bookshelf, and I pushed it down to the floor, and I was scared about my own behavior. I was hugely angry. And I remember I could hear his voice trying to calm me down and talk to me, because he was terrified of my explosion, really. And I don't know how long this went on for, but I was out of my mind. I didn't know what to do. And suddenly I just, something happened. I went calm, just like in a split second like that. I still remember it so clearly. And I don't know if I couldn't remember, I didn't hear him speak or anything. He was just listening to me. And I calmed down, and I could explain a bit more, and my anger went away. And when he came back home, we could sit down and talk about this. And eventually, this was other issues going on in my life at the time, and that was eventually sorted. But what happened was, in that split second, because he told me that his friend wrote on a note and put it in front of him, and on the note it said, listen to the letters. Okay, is some reconnection trying to go on here? Hang on, trying to reconnect. Okay, So I'm going to continue. Connection available. If you when I go live, okay. Hi, I'm back again. I got a message that connection is gone and you can still record, but it won't be live. So I'm going to continue. I don't know what's happening here. I trust it's live. So anyway, on this note, listen to her, he said, and he did. So he totally left everything. He didn't try to say anything to me. He listened. In that split second, I calmed down. So I want to show you what this point of view listening is. And it's a 3-step. It's quite sort of tangible, but I think it's good to have as a memory. So the first step is stop what you're doing. So you might be on your computer, ticky, 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 or on the phone, or whatever you do. When you're going to listen to someone from another person's point of view, stop what you're doing. So I want to use this as a memory. I don't know if it's going to come backwards to you or whatever, but stop what you're doing. That's the first step. The second step is, so I think visually you might remember this, zip your mouth. Zip it, which means don't try to interrupt, don't try to say anything or calm down or anything. Gosh, I get excited. Let the person speak. Let the person speak. And really the third step, listening from your heart. Listening from your beautiful heart. And when you do, imagine that you're turning your heart. If it's physically, you're standing in front of a person. Imagine it just tiny little, turning your heart towards the other person. And this is another thing I wanted to share with you. I don't know if it's true. If you're a mom, you might let me know if this is true or not. They say research show when moms are feeding the babies, they do it heart to heart often, more often than the other opposite way. So it's a heart-to-heart connection, really connection. I believe it. I don't know if it's true. It sounds lovely though. So yeah, so turn to the person, like imagine you're connecting with the heart. So you go from your head, there's a head-butt thing going on with thoughts and saying things. When you do that, the person will feel heard and understood and listened to. It's amazing. I experienced myself many times since then, but that is the most powerful experience I ever had at that time that I just shared with you. So then you can use this in your business. So when you speak to a prospect or potential prospects, for example, imagine to put yourself in this person's shoes. I mean, maybe you kind of imagine physically stepping into the other person's shoes. To stand in there from their point of view and listen from your heart, like zipping your mouth. What is it that they want? How can you serve them? This is the key thing. When you listen from this point of view, listening, you can even change a person's life. I believe there are many people in the world that never been really listened to, like from the railing being heard, and from the other from the point of view listening. So yes, so you're speaking to potential prospects and listening from this point of view. This person will more likely trust you, feel connected, and relate to you. Very, very powerful. So 3 things. I have the pictures down here, the images, but you might remember. The first one is stop what you're doing. Turn around to the person, or imagine you're turning around to the person. I mean, I don't know. I do this. I mean, we do this, but it's like this, isn't it, with the mobile phone? So stop what you're doing, zip your mouth, heart to heart. Practice this, enjoy it, and I will see you on Friday, couple of days. Take care now. Bye bye.